Well, thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's always a pleasure to follow the Greenslopes grifter, the fiscal fibber from Greenslopes, a man who thinks he's the funniest person in the parliament.
Member for Budgeon, that's unparliamentary language.
I'll withdraw. I'll preempt that, Madam Deputy Speaker. I'll withdraw. A man who thinks he's the funniest person in Parliament, the only person he's entertaining is himself. Perhaps we would have been better off with the Green. They're coming for you next time, mate. Or Woodridge. Woodridge, he still lives there. He might as well run. Madam Deputy Speaker, the Christopher government's...
Member for Budgeon, if you could address your comments through the chair, not to other members. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The Christopher government's first budget is about delivering for Queenslanders. After 10 years of chaos and crisis under Labor, we've got some major challenges, but we are up to the challenge, Madam Deputy Speaker. Before the election, we promised that we would act on the major crises Labor left Queenslanders with, and we are doing just that. We promised we would deliver health services when Queensland needs them. This budget works to reduce ambulance ramping with a $1 billion boost to the Queensland Ambulance Service, along with 3 new and 10 expanded hospitals, all a part of our $18.5 billion hospital rescue plan. A plan to tackle Labor's underinvestment in new hospitals and in regional health services over the past decade, which left hospitals on life support and created the Queensland health crisis. We're committed to restoring safety where you live for every Queenslander. Youth offenders now face tough consequences for 33 offences under our adult crime, adult time, and we are bolstering our frontline with 1,600 new police recruits to keep our community safe. It'll take time to reverse Labor's decade of failure on youth crime, but we are already seeing positive improvement. We're abolishing stamp duty on new homes for first home buyers and implementing our Boost to Buy scheme to reduce the deposit gap while stopping Queenslanders paying more for the doctor by axing Labor's patients tax. Our government's 2025 budget lays the foundation for a fresh start that we promised. It's a plan to deal with the big crises left behind by Labor and to chart a positive course forward for the future. I'm proud of what our government is delivering for Buderim. Before the election, I committed to upgrade the Mooloolaba Road and Sugar Road intersection, and we are delivering just that. Funding committed in this budget and construction will begin on this upgrade by the end of the year. It's something Labor promised to deliver, but cut from their budget, and now the Christopher government will deliver it. Sunshine Coast residents will also benefit from the Wave, with heavy passenger rail from Biwa to Batinia, connecting with a metro-style service all the way to the Sunshine Coast Airport through the Maroochydore CBD. As a part of that project, the Moola River interchange will also be upgraded, easing congestion from our road network, and those upgrades will deliver a lasting legacy for the people of Buderim and the wider Sunshine Coast after countless years of underinvestment on the Sunshine Coast by Labor. Deputy Speaker, ensuring our children get the best start in life through a quality education is a top priority of the Christopher government, and we are acting. We're supporting the next generation in my electorate in Palmview by expanding the Palmview State Secondary School, and we're delivering upgrades at Mountain Creek State School as well. The Christopher government is investing in a responsible program of work that provides for Queensland's future, one that is bigger than this state has ever seen. I know that the Leader of the Opposition wanted to peddle falsehoods in his budget reply today. He said we're hiding things, but if he bothered to look behind the colour palette of the budget papers and he read Q-Trip, he'll find that the Lansdowne Eco Precinct works are on page 95 and 97. The Townsville Eastern Access Rail Corridors there on page 96. The Cairns Western Arterial Road is listed on page 108. And the Cuminia Bridge is included on page 47. The new Albion Station project is also there in budget paper 3.
Member for Buderim. Member for Murrayfield, could you address your comments through the chair? Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I should mention that it was the former Labor government who was first asked by their federal Labor mates to go back to the drawing board on the Cairns Western Arterial Road because the federal government was so concerned about the former Labor government's ability to manage the cost pressures on that project. That is what we are now doing in a disciplined, methodical way to ensure that we deliver the necessary upgrades in advance of Brisbane 2032. When it comes to the Bribie Island Bridge, the opposition leader is again misguided. He'll find that the business case estimate is within the range we've included this project in Q-Trip. That's on page 45 for the member for Aspley's benefit, in case he's having trouble reading Q-Trip like his colleagues are. Maybe he just needs to get up earlier and work a little bit harder. I'd also like to mention that for the first time ever in Q-Trip, we're actually providing time information alongside our projects in planning, which will help the industry plan ahead and manage their workforce and their business effectively. We're working collaboratively to meet our mammoth infrastructure
Just a
task.
moment, Member for Budgeriam. There is too much noise from the members on my left. I'd like to be able to hear the speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. We know, Deputy Speaker, that after his insipid budget reply, where the opposition leader was not able to offer any excuse or reasoning for all of the many messes that this government inherited, the opposition leader has a case of the blues. Maybe it's because he had a blue with his shadow cabinet colleagues. Maybe it was a blue with the opposition leader designate, the member for Waterford. Or is it because he already knows the writing's on the wall and he won't make Christmas? Over on this side, Madam Deputy Speaker, I'm proud that our transport program in this budget has a focus on delivering value for money and a commitment to ensuring efficiency with every single dollar of taxpayers' money. In developing this transport plan, it's been a huge task requiring a massive effort by departmental and ministerial staff alike. And I want to acknowledge the considerable time and effort that my department, led by Director General Sally Stannard, have undertaken in developing this budget. In particular, Madam Deputy Speaker, I want to acknowledge Tony Philp and his team for going above and beyond for many, many weeks. We are delivering transformative infrastructure projects that will shape the future of our state and ensure that we are well positioned to meet the challenges of hosting the 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games, just like we said we would. We're continuing to fund key programs important to Queenslanders, like the Wheelchair Accessible Taxi Grant Scheme, Keeping Our Waterways Safe program, the continued rollout of smart ticketing, and we are saving the school transport infrastructure program. All of those programs were underfunded or completely unfunded due to the budget mismanagement of the former Labor government. We're also making sure that our bus network is appropriately funded so that Queenslanders can continue to make use of the LNP's permanent 50-cent fares. This is despite Labor budgeting exactly $0 to make 50-cent fares permanent. Despite all the rhetoric in advance of the election by the opposition leader, the Labor Party spent more on advertising 50-cent fares than they did on making it permanent. As the Minister for Transport and Main Roads, I am proud that a record $41.7 billion has been committed in the Queensland Transport and Road Investment Program across the forward years. Read it, mate. You'll see it there. Read it, mate. Some of the key highlights for the member for Aspley, since he can't read the document.
Okay.
$9 billion for the Bruce Highway Targeted Safety Program on an 80-20 basis, something that the member for Aspley could not deliver, something that the Labor Party said could not be done. We've done it. The wave, I do need to yell because you like to yell over the top of me, so I'll make sure you cannot be heard. The wave, seamless public transport all the way to the Sunshine Coast Airport.
One moment, member for Budgeriam. The members on my left. You expect to be listened to. We need to listen to the member now on his feet. Thank you, member.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. We're delivering the Safer Roads Better Transport Plan with the Barron River Bridge, the Bribie Island Bridge, the Caloundra Congestion Busting Plan and the Mooloolah River Interchange. Faster rail between Logan and the Gold Coast with a $5.7 billion jointly funded package with the Australian Government. Something through the majority of the seats that runs through are Labor seats and they could not deliver it. The Christoforley government is. A $100 million Country Roads Connect program boosting the safety and flood resilience of regional unsealed roads. $27.5 million for school transport infrastructure program, improving the safety and the operation of schools across Queensland. $15 million for Keeping Our Waterways Safe program, with a focus on action and enforcement activity. $2.2 million to remove the fee for a new disability parking permit, delivering on our election commitment and providing cost of living relief. All of that work and much, much more supports 25,000 jobs here in Queensland. We are focused on delivering value for money and ensuring that Queenslanders benefit from the transformative infrastructure projects shaping our state's future. That is what a fresh start looks like, Madam Deputy Speaker. It is exactly what we said we would do, and it is exactly what we are delivering. With the 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games on the horizon and more people choosing to call Queensland home, It is an exciting time for our state. And despite the over 1,000 days of confusion, indecision and delay under the former Labor government, we must ensure that we cater for the significant transport demand that we will see during the 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games, respond to population growth here in Queensland and leave a transport legacy that lasts well beyond the Games. Our investment program reflects our commitment to that, and by building a transport network that meets the needs of our growing population and supports our economy and connecting our community, we will deliver a legacy in transport infrastructure for the Games. Madam Deputy Speaker, the Deputy Speaker has reviewed and approved my speech for incorporation, and as such I ask that the remainder of my speech be incorporated into the record of proceedings.